Namaste yogis, Tina here. Today's class I'm going to guide you through a nice, easy, gentle, calming flow. We're going to get into a deep stretch, longer holds of poses, nothing too fancy, no advanced postures. We're going to melt into some poses, get into the hips, the low back, the shoulders. Let's start in downward facing dog. Make nice space between each of your fingers as you land them down near the top of the mat. Tuck the toes and let the hips rise. In your downward facing dog, bend deeply into both of the knees, and then just let the right heel drop closer to the mat. Get some length for calf, Achilles. Strong arms this whole time, pressing down and away. And then swap, pick up right heel and drop the left one. Add some deep breath. And then lift that heel. Bend both knees, look forward. We're just going to walk the feet to touch. Keep the knees bent, find some softness in the knees, and fold. Flip the palms to face the ceiling. Tap each finger to the thumb. With bent knees, sweep the arms up as you rise to standing. Palms touch overhead, and then let hands fall at heart center. Arms down by your sides with the palms spinning forward. Then sweep the arms back. Then the palms face up as you reach up overhead. And then bring the hands to heart center. So that allows full shoulder rotation. Drop arms down by the side, reach back, around, and up. And then hands to heart. Now this time, reach around and up. Interlace the hands. Let the first two fingers point upwards. You have your steeple mudra. And then take a lean to the right. Make some space for left side as you kick the hips more to the left. And back to center. And now kick the hips right as you stretch and lean towards the left. And then back to center. Let the arms rest down by your sides. Now just let the gaze fall over that left shoulder. And forward. Gaze to the right. And forward. Reach the arms up high. Bend the knees so you can fold. Step the feet back. Find your downward facing dog. We're going to twist your downward dog so the arms stay straight. Lift the heels and the heels spin to the right and then try to step them down. Bend into that right knee and get a big stretch for left leg. Hips are still high. Let the head relax. Lift the heels and drop them now over to the left. Let the left knee bend. Lift the heels and then let them settle towards the mat for your downward facing dog. Lower your knees down to the mat. And then come down to your forearms and then walk yourself down onto your stomach. Untuck the toes and you're pulling your heart forward. So you're pretty active in your spine here. Let the elbows rest under your shoulders to be supported. Notice if the shoulders are shrugging and you're losing a lot of your core strength. Press the arms down, try to get taller in your core. Lift the crown of the head to the ceiling. And we'll take this shape one step further, getting into the hips. So the left knee is just going to come off the side of the mat in a 90-degree angle. So the ankle is under the knee and the knee is coming out from your hip. Now, if you're on a hardwood floor like I am, you might like a blanket or a soft low pillow underneath that knee. You're pulling your heart forward, stay strong in the spine. Now let's take left knee back, pause at center, and then swap. You've got the right knee coming out to the side. Keep that 90-degree bend. Keep pulling heart forward. Return that right leg back behind you. You've got your Sphinx Pose. Now let the hands come out in front of you and rest your forehead down. Now bring the hands by the rib cage, press yourself up, and the hips will go back for a child's pose. Walk your child's pose over towards the right side of the mat. Pull the right arm close to the knee, and then reach those left fingertips away, and then rest your head back down. And then we'll swap, so walk the hands out in front of you and over to the left. Pull that left arm back, reach away with right arm, relax your head. And then walk back to your child's pose. Let's come through tabletop, hands and knees, and on your way to down dog. So let the hips rise again. Take a little pedal. Now let's float right leg into the air. So you've got your three-legged dog. You can stack the hip, bend into the knee. One of my favorite stretches here. You can move around, circling the knee. And then extend that lifted leg, look forward to step. Right foot, top of mat. Now let's lower the left knee down and just walk the knee under the ankle if it didn't quite make it there, and untuck your back toes. You can have blocks here to bring the floor closer to you, or the hands stay under your shoulders. Let's work on extending through right knee. Now if the knee doesn't go completely straight, totally fine. Listen to your body. Press the big toe down and then re-lunge into that knee. A little bit of a lift here. Then extend and bend to come forward. Straighten and bend. One more round. Then we'll pause with the bent knee. Walk the arms up to that front thigh. Let the hips sink nice and low. And the arms can wrap around. Take an interlace at the low back. Reach the heart a little higher, extend the knuckles down. Now you come back to center. Let the right hand come on the thigh as the left hand comes down. The toes can angle off the side of the mat and you twist. So for this twist, you can allow the knee to splay open. The arm can reach back or wrap around your low back. That can help open up your shoulder. Now, if it's not too much work, you can pick up back foot and make a foot bind. But if you feel like that's just too much, let it go. And then let's release the hand down. So the right toes will face forward, but the hands stay inside that foot. Now you've got your lizard lunge. You can walk the hands out. Let the head get heavy. Elbows can come down to floor or blocks or pillow. Let's come back up to hands under shoulders. The left toes tuck under so you can lift off of the knee and step back to your down dog. And take a moment to walk it out. And now left leg in the air. Stack the hip, bend the knee. Circular movement with the knee, get into your hip. And then straighten the leg, use some momentum to step forward. Grounded lunge, lower the back knee and untuck those toes. Just check in that the knee is over the ankle. If you came in a little short, scooch that leg forward. Hands down or on blocks, and then extend through that knee. So heart is somewhat lifted here, and then even higher as you bend the knee, look forward. Extend and bend. Again, straighten and bend. Last round. We'll keep the knee bent. Walk up to your front thigh. Let the hips sink low. And then the arms can go wide. Interlace at the low back. Roll the shoulders down as you lift up. Heart opener, space for your heart, your shoulders. Big stretch for front of right hip. Then as you come forward again, left hand to the thigh, right hand down. The toes angle off the side of the mat and you twist. Make sure right hand is strongly pressing down. Left arm back or find a half bind. And if you went for a foot bind, you pick up that back foot. But again, more of a gentle, deep stretch, so if it feels like too much work, let it go. And then we'll come back around, left hand down, switch those toes to face forward, Then we'll take it into your lizard lunge so the hands can walk out. Drop the chin. Elbows can approach the floor. Deep breath. Surrender into the shape. Notice where you're feeling a stretch. Take deep breaths. Hands under your shoulders. Back toes tuck under to lift the knee. And a big step back, downward facing dog. Take some petals. And then look forward. Let's come to sit. Straighten the left leg and keep a connection right foot to that inner thigh. Take a twist, right hand back, and left hand scoops that knee. Turn back. As you turn around to face forward, align your rib cage with that left leg and then fold forward. So your muscles might not be super warm because we didn't do any kind of heat building warm up. So I wouldn't push yourself to go super deep in these poses. Just find your edge where you feel a comfortable stretch. Pause there and take some deep breaths. And then let's rise back up. Swap the legs, right leg long. Now let's cross this left foot over. Wrap the right arm around that knee and shin. Now just make sure you're not completely leaning into that right hip. Ground your left hip down. Drop the left hand back and take a counter twist. Press out through that right heel, firing up that leg a bit. And then unravel yourself, come forward. Let's take left foot to the mat. Right foot will come to touch. So you've got your bound angle pose and you can bump your hips close. Hands content behind you. Sit up nice and tall. And then drop your chin to your chest. Feel all that length at the back of the neck. Maybe the tops of the shoulders, your traps. Let the knees be heavy. May the breath be full. Look forward. The hands will come to the soles of the feet or right at the shins. Sit tall and lean out. So you've got your bound angle forward fold. And then come back up. Straighten the right leg. And keep the connection left foot to the inner thigh. Kick out through the right heel. Turn to left. Left hand back and right hand can find the knee. Sit tall, try not to fall into it, and let the tailbone tuck under. Turn around to face forward. Line up, chest with the leg, and lean out for your fold. Come on up. Let's swap legs. Left leg long. Right foot stamps across. Wrap the left arm around. Tent the right hand back and twist. So again, try not to lean over towards the left. Bring some weight to that right hip as well. And then unwind, come forward. Straighten that right leg, give a little shake. Now come down all the way onto your back. Let the legs rise and float into the air, circle around the ankles, wiggle the toes. And then pause, gaze at the feet. Let the blood flow in an opposite direction for a few more breaths. Let the feet touch down. And then the same shape we found, bring the feet to touch and let the knees drop to the sides. Bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your low belly. Option to close your eyes. A few more breaths here. Then gather the knees into center. Wrap the arms around. Give a tight squeeze in. Then place the hands on the knees and draw a couple circles clockwise. Getting into the low back, sacrum. And then go the other way, a couple of circles. Let's end with a happy baby. Take a hold of feet or behind the thighs. Take a couple rocks side to side. And then hug in. Take a light landing on your right side. So coming to a fetal position to end class. And then rise up to a comfortable seat. Thank you for joining in this deep stretch yoga. If you haven't yet subscribed, the button's just down there. Have a good rest of the day. See you later. Namaste.